Okay, now let's proceed up. We stopped on 46. What's yours?
46 is C.
C, correct. Good catch.
47A.
Wrong.
C.
No, it's D.
Okay.
So you guess it. You should read again and think.
So no, I highlighted C like a little bit because I thought it might be the
Follow
one.
the rule. Your problem is you don't know how is it fragment and how is it sentence. Always follow the rules. Is before full stop complete, before and after? Let's go to check. So is this part a sentence or fragment? If it's a fragment, so this is wrong. Do you imagine? Now let's prove it. How can we prove it? Is it sentence or fragment? As we do, we delete the phrases, we delete the clauses, we delete the non-essential, and then check the rest of the sentence. Now let's do it. From interior snakes, so preposition phrase, delete. To carnivorous pitcher plants, so delete preposition phrase again. To preposition phrase again. Whose clause with it, whose potential listing as federally threatened species, and then you see has been the subject of the debate. All of these are clause. Imagine.
Yes, it's a phrase.
So is sentence? No. So all of them phrases and clauses.
Yes.
So what is left to check if it's sentence or not? So all of them phrase and the clause only, so is wrong. Because before full stop must be complete. As I told you, complete sentence, full stop, complete sentence, full stop, correct. Here, this is part not complete, so it's wrong. If you prove it not wrong, the fanboys, before the fanboys and after must be complete sentence, not fragment like that. So it's wrong. The semicolon before and after must be sentence, not sentence fragment. So it's wrong because this is part is fragment. Now let us be correct, but why? Because as I told you, we can use phrase, you see, or phrases, and clauses, or clauses. Think common, and then start your sentence, sentence full stop. Correct.
This is such a silly mistake.
Not only mistake, it's a hard question indeed, I know, because we have a lot of information. That's why I'll tell you, it's very important to know, is it sentence or fragment? That's why we need to revise a lot. Now let's check, is the second part sentence? Yes, abundance, subject and is verb. And there is no any mistake, singular, singular. So we have subject, we have verb and then complements, phrases here, look. So letter D is correct. That's it. Number 40.
48 is B.
48 wrong.
C.
It must be letter D.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Let's know again why and how. Let's prove it step by step. After McMahon's appointment to the court in 1998, this is called phrases.
Yes.
Is preposition phrase, preposition phrase, preposition phrase. So the second part must be sentence.
Yes.
The same structure here. Phrase or phrases, comma. So this part must be sentence, not fragment, without any mistake. This is part, it's a comma splice. Look, subject verb complements, comma, subject verb again.
Yes.
So this is comma splice mistake, wrong. If I make it like that, skilled that he was. So skilled that he was. That means you join two clauses by using that only. Okay, but that is wrong. Because this skills does not describe or You wanted to say he was skills. So he was advising her skills. So this is relative pronoun does not make sense. So B is wrong. Feel it?
Mm.
If you make it letter C, you make it run on mistake. We have sentence here, and then start the new sentence again. Do you see it?
There's no
Let me help you. For letter C, you will delete all of this part, and then use skills also advising. So what does it mean? So if you said C, you wanted to say that skills advising her. But how skills advising her? So do you want to say that skills advise her? Skills, it's not subject to the verb advising. So you must use comma.
yeah, it's
That's
wrong.
what we have. Imagine. Now let's imagine how this sentence is made like that. Complete sentence, comma, and then phrase. And what is the phrase here? Is present participle phrase.
Yeah, it's advising. It starts with advising. Yeah.
Yes, so advising. Advising here, not waste words. Who? Subject. Judge user, not the skills. If you make it say you wanted to say the skills which advises, but how? So we need to use comma to say that the subject of this sentence, because this is sentence called like subject, verb complement, and then comma and then phrase. Imagine.
Yes.
That is the point. But how it could be? It was the subject of this clause. Who did this action? Who was advising the subject? Judge user. And logically, a judge is a person, and person skills to advise. And this is correct. Imagine.
Yes.
49.
49 is A.
49A, correct.
50 is C.
50C, correct. Good catch.
51 is C.
51C, correct.
52B.
52, it's letter B, correct.
53A.
53 is wrong. It's the letter C. Why it's the letter C? Follow the rules. You said
Aren't
that
A and
in
C the same? I don't know.
here we test you for the combination, how to combine two sentences without any mistake. Now we have two. This is clause, and this comma full stop, the second clause. If you said that includes, so you want to say that task includes. So that is means, why should I repeat that again? You see, I have here the best way to use calling and grammatically and meaningfully correct. Before complete clause yes, and after it is explanation directly, without using that. You're right, and so A it's redundant. I can delete both of them and using a calling. So A redundant. But grammatically correct. Because he said they must complete an essential task which includes. So the task includes mapping. So meaningful content correct, but structure wrong. Because the chapter combination tests you to keep it short, direct, precise, concise, as much as you can. So we can learn between the answers. That here it's a redundant, unnecessary words. So it'll be wrong. And then of course it's long. We repeat the subject again. And we use fun ways. I can delete all of this and use calling. And the same content. So let it be wrong. So remember, it's not wrong grammatically. but it's for the academic writing, we need to keep it precise and concise. Precise and concise means keep it short, simple as much as you can, if there is availability in the answers. That's why.
The shortest answer is the correct one.
No, don't follow the hack of some YouTubers, some teachers. Shorter is better, correct. You must check the structure and the meaning. Here we have shorter. Is the content correct? Yes. Here, letter B, it's shorter than A and D, but letter B has redundant. But if you find the sentence is very hard to understand, and the time is running, and you are stressed and nervous, choose shorter is better. But how can you know it's a combination? It tells you. But sometimes we don't tell you the head of the question like that. Sometimes we delete it. So how can I guess that shorter is better? So you must check every answer.
Mm.
Yes or no.
Yes.
Number. All right.
54 is A.
Mm, 55.
55 is A.
55 it's A, correct.
56 is D.
56 is D, correct.
57 is D.
7D, wrong.
E.
57. Now do you see all? 57 it must be letter A. Why?
Why?
Because it's correct. Now let's see. Once the road is built, so once subordinated conjunction, and then short clause, and then comma, and then clause. Yes or no? So that is called complex sentence. Now we have another sentence. If I want to join, don't repeat. Here we have repetition. So why should I repeat? Here you repeat the subject. Why should I repeat? Here it's awkward. You don't know what is known as operating speed. These days. So you put here clause in misplacement. So we call it misplaced modifier.
Oh.
Here we repeat the subject, repetition. Here repetition again. So letter A does not repeat anything and the same meaning. This clause, the speed that it refers to this word. Yes or no?
Mm.
And the same meaning. This is phrases refers the same. Measuring, look, by measuring. So we keep and protect the same meaning of the original sentences. As he said here, by measuring over the course, okay, we put the two phrases after measuring. So there is no any mistake. Operating speed, that it, so there is no any mistake here. That's all.
Okay. 58 is C.
So you are not sure, but C is correct. Well, there is no any repetition, and the writer used the phrases techniques unable to read without repeating the subject. Who was unable to read the text of the poem? Frost. So we have correct modifier. Imagine. Yes. But for letter A, we have a problem. He said he'd written. So just like awkward structure, who's going to Frost reciting and then he'd. So this means this is clause. Okay, here we have another clause. So why without punctuation? So if you find any mistake in any answer, it means wrong. We combine, but we keep the same meaning without any mistakes in punctuation. As we agreed, we can find ambiguous pronouns, we can find misplaced modifiers, we can find mistakes in punctuation, we can find the wrong conjunction, whatever it is. Expect anything? So letter C is correct. 59.
59 is D.
59 D, correct?
And 60.
Yep.
You want to say something?
Come on, 60 is.
60 is D.
So D is correct. You did it.
Yeah.
So it was a very good try. And you made a lot of correct answers. And that is excellent to try as a starter. Why not?
Mm.
Now let's go to the next chapter. It's called word choice. It is the hardest chapter in the exam because it tests you for word in context. So it's about vocab power. This chapter, it has a lot of details, but inshallah we'll discuss it one by one and you will know it because it's so easy. Number one, make an effective use of language. What means? It means you choose the best word for the best topic. Like this, some situation call for certain specific word. For example, when I say I love my mother, I don't use I like my mother because I love my mother. See?
Mm.
It means a specific word in a specific style. This we call it an English register. If you are talking about philosophy, so use what philosophers they say. If you are talking about in business, so the business context, so use business words as business people use it. This is the hardest part, so it needs to read a lot to master it. Again, sometimes we need to use something called usage. What is the usage used in this style exactly? Is it formal or informal? If it's formal, use formal. If it's not formal, use formal. So if the passage formal, you must find formal word. If the style informal, you must use informal word.
Mm.
But you can make sure that all the passages in any test formal. But we study the informal to avoid the mistakes in answers. That's why we call it a style. Sometimes you need to keep the tone as we have studied before. And I send you a file of tone. If the tone is positive, keep it positive. Negative, keep it negative.
Mm.
Let's see some examples. Here, for example, required words. Required word like the idioms, you need the word. So is it connection to or not for? Why? Because it's usage of English. So don't translate into Arabic or Spanish or French. The English people say or the English society says connection to, so you must use it as it is because it's fixed expression.
Mm.
Imagine. Yes. Now here we have phrasal verbs. As you know, the use of phrasal verbs a little bit confusing. It needs a memory because catch to grab us from the object or to catch the meaning, to catch a prey, for example. How what catch on is different meaning. To catch on to become popular or to come to understand. See different meaning. Catch up to reach someone ahead of you. Okay. So different meaning. Catch in, no, not a sin. It's not an English word. That means you need to memorize by reading a lot the phrasal verbs. That's why then come some notes. Sometimes you will need the correlative conjunction, like not only but also. So you must use but also, not and also. So it's a required word or not required word.
Mm.
So that's it. Sometimes you need the correct structure because we have comparisons. The comparison use then, not then. So required word. And the idioms or figures of speech. So just like idiom, like so far as or as far as what exactly. Imagine we can use so or as. So that is correct, but not all.
Mm.
Feel that? That means don't find any mistake. So some notes here you can read at home. And so that's it. So we have some notes for you to revise. Now let's go to the hardest part in the test.
Mm.
The vocabulary. Vocabulary related to the context and related to evidence in the sentence. Example here, And let's revise it. The scientists' predictions were so uncannily accurate. So accurate. So that. Imagine. So that subordinated conjunction. Between them we have adverb to this adjective. So what? So adjective modifies the noun, and that is correct. Yeah, I'm studying or reading this way to find what is the best word to the meaning. So the predictions were accurate. So that for this reason, as a consequence of that, his colleagues came to regard them as nearly, so something is accurate. How can we regard it? Regard it as something correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
So here the author want to help you to understand what does it mean exactly. So we need to check what is the meaning. Fictitious, ineffable, circumspect, discursive, regular, or what's that? So he wants you to study the vocab to know the meaning. Now here, for example, let's see a real example. Number one, let's read. What kind of word in the answers? As you know, it's adjective. So what does it describe? It describes the government. Now let's read. The power generation industry has come. So industrial subject has come under increasingly what government? If this one became has come into being, has come into existence, became famous, popular. Under what? Under something of government regulations. So we need adjectives to describe the regulations, not the government. In recent years. So what did the government do to let the power generation industry to be into existence, to be famous? The regulation is strict or obstinate or disciplinary or scrupulous or what? So we need you to check the meaning of the word. As you know, scrupulous, diligent, thorough, extremely attentive to details, disciplinary, as you know, related to discipline. You know, concerned with enforcing rules, codes, manners, behavior. Obstinate, as you know, obstinate, hold their opinions, inflexible person, difficult to change or overcome. Strict, demanding that rules concerning any behavior are obeyed. So demanding that the rules must be followed. That just means the government made strict regulations to check everything is on the same wavelength. So that just means here strict could be the best answer. Okay, so why not to be obstinate? Because when we're talking about regulations and rules and the government and politics, we use strict and not obstinate. And how can I say obstinate regulations? The regulations, it's not a person to let him or her change mind. You know it? Or the regulation is not described as we cannot change it. No, we can change the regulations depending on the situation. So here's the example explain to you why the answer correct, why the answer is wrong. Sometimes we say it does not occur in natural English. And that is the problem in this chapter. Is it natural? The people of politics and politicians say that or not? That means you should check a dictionary, read a lot, more and more and more. That's why. So strict here is correct because it's just what people typically say. That's it. And you know, strict already it's a Latin Greek root. Any word has strict means firm, fixed rules to follow, to show opinion, show obeying to someone. Like this, my father has strict rules at home, or put strict rules at home. Schools have strict rules to follow. To check that everything is on the track. That's why. Another point, it could be for questions of the style and tone. Style of the text. Is the style first person or anecdotal or casual or funny or what exactly? But we expect 99% in any test formal, not casual, not anecdotal, not funny.
Mm.
So expected in the FAT or EAST or ACT or AP, it's the same way. Now here, for example, think up stuff, not formal. A pretty big deal, not formal. So that's it. So make it a breeze, not formal. Whatever, not formal. So it's the same style as you know. To catch it, my dear friends. Now do you understand?
Yes.
So that's what we need from you. Now let's see an example. Of course, you will know it later, inshallah, but practice a lot. You will answer very quickly if it's about style. Like that, sexy deep, not formal, beach, not formal, forgo, does not work. Disaffirmatively, it is dramatic. So what's wrong? You see, now let's prove together why C is correct. Now let's see. Number one, D, it's called in English excessive vocab. It's more than it needs, or exaggeration. You see, this formally actor. Now let's see what kind of word, as we know, is it verb or noun or what exactly? Let's read. In recent years, several universities in Canada have decided to, so we need verb. يبقى universities in Canada have decided to do what? For the public funding for their MPA programs and to raise the tuition. What did they do? Sex, deep sex, okay, it can be. It's not formal, so it's wrong. Ditch, not formal, so be wrong. Now here, abjure. Okay, بس here abjure, okay, بس this affirmally means they are not sure. Well, affirm here to affirm, this affirm is not sure, so it's not related to the situation, not related to the feeling, to the tone. So it is wrong because he said greatly. That means they welcome the action, not they are confusing or they didn't decide. Do you follow? That's why. Feel it? But here, go just like to keep something going, to accept it. That is why.
Mm.
And this is a lot of issues these days about the tuition rates and students' loans in America and Canada. As you know, they give students loans. Another point for this vocab, it's about the confusing words. Words have the same spelling as you know, homophones. Same, you see like same pronunciation, accept, accept, expand, expand. So if you don't look carefully, you will waste the time. So that means you must memorize and study all the confusing words, not only the common ones, because you know your test will not test you for simple words like that, but it can come in any test. Perhaps the test week can make the question easy, but you must check affect verb. Effect, it's a noun. But remember, effect with E can be verb and a noun. But most common, it comes as a consequence, as a result. Side, 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 look the same homophones, same sound, different meaning. So check the meaning. So you must study all of these. And we study a lot about insurance companies. So we know it's written by I. So I arrange for insurance coverage. Here to insure, en to show verb and en. So to make something sure. So to make sure of something, to make it certain. But sure is to reassure someone. To reassure it means just like to prove that is something certain. So to remove any doubts they may have, like that, the guide assured us, so he removed any doubts that the lions would not attack, you know,
Yes.
but the lions may be attack. So don't, don't believe anyone. Lions can kill you at any moment. Don't trust the words. But why not? The guide says. That's it. Here, make sure that the paperwork is submitted. So I would like to make sure the action is done or not. So we need difference meaning. And here we came to questions. I will answer 2 questions and leave the rest for your homework. Number 1, when I look at the answers, I found prepositions, so I must take care about the idiom. So, the Navy under the directions of Commander, blah, blah, blah. This was the Navy. Here decided to. So now I know the idioms convert something into something, like to translate something to something. So that means I know it's letter C. So into. This is because you know it. Another term, it could be like that, known as, not known like. So known as. Imagine it this way. Now we need to go to the next.
But I don't understand why it's C and not A.
Because it's idiom. Convert something into something, not to something, not for something. Because if you see it for, you see expression for purpose. Did we convert that for this reason? No, into this reason. So we convert something, we change the form or structure of something into something else.
Okay.
That's why. Number 2, when I look here, I found the verb and adjective. I must check. So he said here, which can be. So can be here, it's a verb. So we need verb. And you know, with E, not verb. Here, not verb. And it must be past participle. So this one wrong because it's a passive. So it must be A or B. Did you catch it?
Yeah.
But we have a problem. If the word effect, is it only noun or it can be verb? That is the confusing word. The word effect can be noun, as we know, the result of something. But sometimes it can be verb. That is for the academic word. If it is verb, it means to achieve something, to cause it to happen. For example,
same as affect. Affect is like cause something to happen.
To effect is to achieve something, but here it does not mean to achieve. You see it? Let me help you. I mean like that. Effect, see, it can be verb. But if it's a verb, so it means to achieve. Do you know it? Is the meaning here achieve?
No.
The native stand can be achieved by kangaroo grazing. How? This is the opposite meaning. The grazing clear it. To see it. So effect here as verb, structure correct, but meaning wrong. So it must be letter B. That's why. Now for number 3. So number 3, of course, when later, inshallah, when I read, I will find all of them the same meaning. When proliferation gets out of hand, not formal. So A is wrong. And then on occasions of disproportionate multiplication, the same meaning of growth. So this is called dramatic language, longer construction, excessive vocab, exaggeration language. So B is wrong. Because the academic writing needs to be direct and clear to the meaning. If I make it letter C, it's the same. If the student expansion goes haywire, not formal, and it's long.
Mm.
Why D correct? For one, we use growth in this context. Filamentous algae are type of organelle algae that grow. Yes, we know. Look, he used to grow. So he used to grow again, it's the same style. And we use growth already when we're talking about science. And growth is excessive, the same meaning of the underlined. Remember, we choose the answer that keeps the same meaning. Take care. Keeps the same meaning. That means here letter D is correct. That's it. Now number 4, and then we'll finish. Of course, I must read before and after to know what it means. So the pendulum ordinators triangle shape designated it to be mounted between the spokes. But how the shape did that? So you feel it does not make sense. Yes or no?
What does designate mean?
Yeah, sometimes it means is to give delegation, delegation
Yeah.
is to give us something to do it. But how he the shape designated it to be to give us to be it does not make sense. And it tolerated, as you know, tolerated to adapt, to
Yeah.
change something to the adapt, but it does not work. It's a shape, it's a subject. Does not work. Entitled, how entitled it to give a title? How? Does not. But allowed it. So the word allow, it's not only to give permission to someone to do, like it's not allowed to be here. It's not allowed to park here. It's not all the time to be for rules, but it can be allowed. It means it make it workable. It make it possible. So the shape allowed it to be mounted. So it means make it possible to be mounted between. You see? So between this thing, right or not?
Yes.
So letter D it is. Why? Because this style uses this word, and the other answer does not make sense, as we answered before. That's why. So to master this chapter, when you read any reading in any essay, check why do we use this word or not. For example, here, why do you use community, not society? Because community it's a formal. Community it gives you the meaning of sharing too much together, and it tells you about the group, a specific group, for example. But when I say here the Chicago-based community garden project, so this project is specific to Chicago, not general for any society for all the states, only for this. That's why we say ants community, because we talk about this specific group of people or animals or plants. That's why Dr. likes. So I will keep the rest of your homework. And of course, I'm going to send you a lot of notes. Deal.
Okay. But Mister, I don't know how to send the records. Like I have them, so I don't know which ones to send. Like they're all
Now save your records and I will send you a link again to show you how.
okay.
Yes,